We're starting out with a flash flood watch that's in effect through 7 a.m. Saturday for counties to the west of Springfield. Stockton, Monette, and Clinton are some of these cities included. Up to 3 to 5 inches of rain is possible there, if not locally more. A couple of wet roads in Branson this morning as some showers rolled through about an hour and a half ago. It's 72 degrees there right now. A lot of this rain again is focused to the west, and notice on the loop of the last 3 hours hasn't moved much, and that's going to be the issue through today, tomorrow, and then into Saturday as well. A couple of more showers and storms from Camdenton down towards Ava and then to the east of Harrison as well. Temperatures are at 72 degrees in Branson, 70 in Monette, and it is 71 degrees in Springfield. At the fair today, we'll have a couple of showers and storms possible. They'll be pretty spotty, but with any storm, lightning, and heavy rain will be a threat. And then we'll probably have a little bit of a lull by this evening until about midnight tonight. So again, a couple of showers and storms through this afternoon, temperatures in the lower 80s. We're dry until midnight, and then we set up that heavy rain to the west yet again tomorrow morning. We'll have some of that heavy rain along the I-49 corridor. It breaks up again in the afternoon with some spotty showers and storms. Temperatures cooler than average in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Here's that rain forecast, a corridor of about 2 to 5 inches of rain possible along I-49. And then we're looking at a big step down in the rainfall totals as you go to the east, maybe 1 to 2 inches around Springfield, less than an inch for the eastern Ozarks. So that flood threat is really none to the east. You could still get some rain, just not going to be the same flooding setup. A limited flood threat around Springfield, and then things get much more elevated as far as those heavy rain concerns go to the west. So that 7-day forecast stays unsettled with that heavy rain threat through Saturday. The much better half of the weekend will be Sunday, mostly sunny skies with a high of 85. We keep things quiet until Tuesday. Temperatures closer to average in the upper 80s. Our next cold front comes through by Wednesday. Lauren?
All right, Elisa, thank you. New this morning, 2 suspects are in custody following an armed robbery on West Kearney overnight. It all happened in front of the El Taco there. The call came in just before 11 p.m. No injuries, and police found the suspect's car and took 2 people in. The robbery is still under investigation. Wednesday, the Missouri Job Center held a panel to discuss the benefits of hiring former inmates. Our Hannah Zettel is in the studio with us to recap the event and show us how this group is an essential part of workforce development. Hannah?
Well, good morning, Lauren. Everyone needs confidence to apply, interview for, and ultimately secure a job. This can be difficult for former inmates. That's why the Missouri Job Center hosted the Justice Involved panel yesterday. The panel was made up of former inmates and the employers that have successfully hired those with a criminal history. Employers mentioned the unique skills and perseverance many inmates display on the job, also highlighting the trade classes offered while still in prison. Another topic of discussion was the importance of having a plan before the release date, enabling inmates to have a job secured before that time. Tanner Devereaux is a former inmate who was able to find work after finishing the Job Center's Apply program.
I learned life skills, really. I learned how to write a resume, how to interact with employers, and how to present myself not as a felon, but as a person looking for work. My past doesn't define me, but instead it's given me perseverance and made me who I am today.
Panelists also discussed ways to combat Missouri's high incarceration rate, as the state is the 8th highest rate in the country. Events and programs like Apply, which has a 70% success rate, are the Job Center's way of addressing that issue.
All right, Hannah, thank you for that story. Moving on to some more local news, a community is remembering 2 teens killed in a fatal crash. 16-year-old Jonah Smith and 17-year-old Zachary White were both killed in a crash near Willow Springs when a car spun out and overturned. Many gathered at the Willow Springs football field last night to remember the boys and comfort one another. A local pastor led the vigil and shares a little bit about the experience.
They were like one of mine, good friends of my son, and in this community we all everybody's kids belong to everybody, you know, and so this was a huge punch in the gut for the whole community. You know, we try to make sense of it, and we know we can't make sense of it, so we can't necessarily even make the best of it, but we can be there for one another and get through it one step at a time.
We also have a traffic alert. If you use southbound 65 very often, now's the time to think about a different way to go. Southbound 65 will be completely closed between Sunshine and Battlefield beginning this Sunday, and that goes until next Saturday, August 10th. It's the first phase of a project. The second phase is going from Battlefield to the 60 and 65 interchange. At that time, there will be a partial closure at Sunshine and full closure at Battlefield. The main goal is to replace the 2 outside lanes of 65. MoDOT will also replace the shoulder and guardrail.
With this closure, we have alternate routes set up. We have one on the east side, which is the 125 detour all the way around. There's signs going up now with message boards. And then on the west side, we'll have I-44 to James River and back around.
Gripka adds the construction schedule is solid. The only reason they may have some delays is if they run into bad weather. In your political news, Governor Mike Parson was in Springfield to speak to the Chamber of Commerce. Hundreds joined him at Bass Pro's White River Conference Center. During his second annual State of the State, he said it's an exciting time for Missourians because the entire state is seeing success. Parson claims the economy is growing, unemployment is at an all-time low, and businesses are investing and expanding. Now, we're also learning Governor Parson will travel to Australia soon. He'll be visiting both Melbourne and Sydney. It's part of his trade mission to promote Missouri products and meet with infrastructure leaders. Australia, believe it or not, is actually Missouri's 9th largest international market with over $300 million in annual exports. It's your right to know. A state audit is revealing some possible mismanagement of funds by a former public safety director. The audit released by Nicole Galloway shows former director Drew Juden allowed the department to give more than $1.2 million to the Missouri Police Chief's Charitable Foundation for fingerprinting. However, the Highway Patrol provides that service for free. The audit also found Juden previously served as chairman of the foundation. When Governor Mike Parson took office, he replaced Juden with Sandra Karsten back in 2018. Included in the audit, Karsten agrees with Galloway's findings. We also have a few things happening on our Google Trends this morning we want to let you know about that are developing right now. In Kentucky, there's been a major gas pipeline explosion, and that has already claimed one person's life. So this video is crazy right here, but at one point they were saying the flames may be as high as 300 feet in the air.
That is scary.
Yeah, and to have it caught on camera is unbelievable. That's in near Lincoln, Kentucky, and several structures are on fire currently. Wow. So crews are battling that. Also, we've learned of an officer shot in New Hampshire this morning. A suspect has barricaded themselves inside a home as a result. The officer is currently in surgery. They were shot in the arm and they are expected to be okay, but now the work is to try and get the suspect out of the home there. And of course, it's Thursday, so that means we need to draw a movie winner. You want to do the honors?
Yes, let's see who we've got in the bucket today. Brent Beatty, she says that her favorite movie is drama and her favorite all-time movie is Old Boy.
Okay.
Not familiar with that one, but Brent, congratulations, you're going to the movies.
Yeah, and a good weekend to do it.
Yeah, we've got some rain chances through today, tomorrow, and then into Saturday. Some heavy rain will set up to the west of Highway 65. Temperatures cooler than average because of the clouds and the rain. The better half of the weekend will be Sunday, mostly sunny and 85 degrees there. Nice through Tuesday. Our next cold front comes through by Wednesday. A chance a couple storms there.
All right, so if you need to go to the fair still, you will have to pick your time wisely. Download that free Colorton weather app that will be your handy guide this weekend for the fair or whatever you may need to do. We're taking a live look at wet roads down in Branson. Have a safe and wonderful Thursday.